and welcome. Today we are going to be working on these absolutely adorable and beautiful earrings here. A lot of the supplies that I am using today I got out of the Sams Bead Box for the month of July. The seed beads here that I used, those are what I believe to be the, I want to say these are 8-0s. They came in just a mix, but you can really use any seed bead that you want. 6-0, I think they're a 6-0, sorry. A 6-0 or an 8-0 will work fine. We have the 8mm here, 2 of your choice. I used these from Sams Bead Box. Then you need 4 6mm here of your color choice. We have 2 of the Czech squares here and 4 of the 6-0s of your choice of color. You need 2 head pins and 2 ear wires. Today I'm going to be using my pliers, the one-step looper, but you don't have to. You can just make your own loops easily. It really is easy. I just want to use this. And some wire cutters, and if you would like, some other pliers, your round nose pliers. So to get started on these really cute earrings, you're also going to need some wire, and I'm using the 24 gauge, and this is the tarnish resistant dead soft round wire in silver. So let's get started. So to start, we're going to put all of our beads on the head pin. These probably look a lot more complicated than they really are, and to some they may look really simple. So let's just get started. So we're going to start with our head pin here and one of our seed beads. So let's add our seed bead onto here. Next, we're going to add one of our 6mm. Then we are going to add one of our squares. So after this, we're going to add another 6mm and another seed bead, as well as one of the bubbly looking beads from Sams Bead Box, which is just an 8mm bead of your choice. So you can choose to use your pliers here at this step to curl your wire to make the top rounded for you, or you can use the one-step looper both ways. So seeing that I don't have much room to use the one-step looper, I think what I'm going to do is use my pliers instead. I'm going to grab this here at the top of this wire like this, and I am going to turn this wire inward on itself right here. Like this. It's not fully closed. You can close that on your own. Slide your beads down and close the loop yourself. All right. So here we have our closed loop on this here. I'm going to do our other one. So let's do that one more time. We have our head pin. We're going to put on one of our seed beads here. We are going to add one of our 6mm. We are going to add the square. Then another 6mm. Then our last seed bead, following with the 8mm here. And we're going to do the same thing that we did last time and take our pliers and curl that in on itself until you have a completely closed wire here. And you can always mess with it a little bit to get it how you want it. It will be covered. We will be covering these with wire, so what it looks like at the moment does not matter too much. Close your loops however you want. And now we have our 2 adorable little head pins here. Okay, so So now you see we have them strung, not really strung, but we have them on the head pin, and we're going to start our wire working here. This is extremely simple, probably more simple than you think it's gonna be. We are going to take our 24 gauge wire, and we're not even going to take, I'm not gonna take it off of the spool actually, I just like to work with it on the spool. So we're gonna come in, just like on this one, right above that seed bead. And your beads can move just a little bit, and that is good because this is gonna help your wire go in between. So taking your wire, you can have a little bit of excess hanging off. And then you're going to twist that wire on there twice. So 2 rounds here. And I don't wanna cut the wire yet, I just wanna keep it on there just to have something to grab onto if I need to. But I'm gonna take this wire now, and I'm going to swing around this blue bead. Now in doing so, you can hold the blue bead, hold your finger on that wire, and twist it. Sorry. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna twist it around the blue bead 1 time. And if you pull it tight enough, it might just sit in there in between. Okay, so from here, we're going to take our wire up through this. So from here, here's your wire coming out of here. We're gonna take it over this corner here, up over this here. So we're coming around the back. So we're coming over this corner, up around the back. We're gonna loop around the blue one 1 time. This is what we have so far. We've come out of this blue, we've swung around. When we swung around this blue bead, we came over this corner here, wrapped it around. We went around this blue, and now we have come out from around the blue, and we are going to be making our next move. So coming off from around the blue, we're gonna cross here, catch this corner, cross here, catch this corner, around the blue again, and this time we're going to finish it by wrapping straight up. Coming off of the blue that we just wrapped, we're gonna come up and we're going to catch this side here. We're gonna twist our pendant around, or our earring, and we're gonna go around this blue, so twist it around the blue. When you come on this side of the blue, pull your wire down to where you meet this one. Again, twist it, guide your wire down to that next blue bead down here. Wrap it around 1 time. You're coming out of the blue. Let's catch that corner here and twist it up. Again, we're at the top with that blue. Let's wrap it around. This time, we're going to make our center. So we're coming up from this blue here. We're gonna go straight down. Let me straighten that wire a little bit. Straight down. We are going to wrap that wire around that blue 1 more time. And on our way back, we're going to catch that last corner here on this side. We're going to turn it over, and we're gonna get this last corner here on this side and wrap around the blue. We have completed everything that we need to wire-wise on the square, and we are gonna move up to the 6mm round. So you're going to take it and swing it, hold it if you want to, in place around your blue bead. Or I'm sorry, the 6mm. And then we are going to go around our, sorry, my phone died on me. So we've wrapped this blue bead, and now we're gonna do the same thing to our seed bead here. And as we come up and around, we're gonna do the exact same thing. So you're gonna have to hold it in place to this round bead here. When we get to the very top loop, we're going to go around that head pin 2 times. Until you make it back to the beginning of your wire here. So at this point, we are going to take our wire cutter and cut it right before that piece here. Let me zoom in. So you do have this little edge here that we're gonna need to tuck in with our pliers here. So I'm gonna take my pliers in and just tuck it right down into there. So this is what we have so far. Looks a little rough. Some of it looks really cute. So I'm going to make sure that my wire is where I want it. My center wire is coming down here. This is going to be the front of our earring, and we still have this little tail hanging here. So let's deal with this tail first. So let's wrap it around, and right before we lay it, let's cut it where we want it. So I only want a few more millimeters of that. So I'm going to take that, and now I'm going to lay down that rough edge here. And just let it fall into place in between this seed bead. If I need to, I'll go in and press it. Anyways, okay, so this is what we have after we've tucked in our tail, we've cut off the top, and we have our round around the top here. I'm going to adjust this wire here because I'm not really satisfied with where it's laying, which is really easy. You just, you know, slowly move your little thing. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that my head pin is where I want it and still centered. So, okay, here we go. So this is the really fun part. This is the part that I find really enjoyable because you can not mess it up, really. You can do it however you want to do it. I'm going to take my regular pliers here. I'm just going to take my pliers, and I'm going to choose any line I want from the wire. I'm going to start in each corner. I'm grabbing the flat part of my pliers and touching the glass and twisting it. Let me see if I can show you from another angle. That might be a little better. So I'm going to take this wire here, pinch it with my pliers, and I'm going to twist my pliers, giving that a little angle in there. Again with this one, and I'm going to twist inward like this. So let's work on this center one. You can do whatever you want into the center. You can leave one little crooked line, you can have 2, you can leave it straight, you can make it wavy, but I think it makes it a lot more fun when you add a couple of little designs there. So, super fun. So this is what you have in the end. And all that's left to do is to attach your earring wire to the tops of these. So I'm going to take my earring wire, and I'm going to use my pliers to open up the wires. And I'm going to slide in my little head pin wire here and close up the earring. And there you go. You have your finished and completed earring. Here's the other that we need to work on to complete these. But as you can see, really easy to work up quite a few of these really fast. And they are so pretty. They feel tropical. I had somebody say it looked like lightning on the ocean water, which in a way some of them do. Look at this little lightning. let's work on our second one and see how this one goes. So again, we're gonna take our wire, I'm leaving it on the spool. We have our beads here on our head pin already, ready to go. And I'm going to take a little extra of that wire. Let me zoom in a little bit. And I'm gonna spin it around the seed bead here. And again, I'm going to leave the wire sticking out just a little bit until I'm finished, just so I have something to grab onto if I need to. So from here, like I did on the other one, we're going to move the wire up onto our blue bead, and I'm going to wrap that completely around the bead, one whole wrap around the back. And as we make our way, around to the front, I'm going to catch this corner of the square here. And when I catch that corner, I'm going to turn my bead over, and I'm going to go around this blue bead. When I come out of this bead, I'm going to catch this corner here. And I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to go up to the next blue bead. And I'm going to go around it again, but this time catching this corner here, going around and crossing those. Again, catching that corner and going around the blue bead. Then on our last one, we're going to catch this corner here. See, we're catching this last corner on this side, and we're gonna come here and catch this last corner on this side. Now coming around the bead, we are going to come around and go straight down where the line of where the bead hole is. When we come down here, we're gonna do our final loop, and instead of coming where the wire's already coming around, we're gonna go over that wire, but make sure to hold your wire in place. Go around that wire. And now we are back at our blue bead here after making our center. We're going to go around the blue bead, holding that in place so we don't lose its shape. Then we're also going to go around our seed bead in the same manner, and going to go around that top bead, this 8mm as well, then making our two wraps, then making our two wraps around the top, making sure to press that down as far as it can go. And right before we lay it down, let's cut our wire. So I want to cut our wire right before I lay it down. I'm going to take my pliers, and I'm going to tuck that down into the center there. Okay, so we have this really pretty, extra beautiful shape, and we still have that little tail end. So again, since we're gonna lay that down on the back side here, we're gonna cut our wire, and then we are going to lay down our rough edge. And if you need to, since it is a soft wire, you can press that with your finger probably. And again, here is the fun part. So let's move all of our stuff out of the way. It's the wire working. So I'm gonna take my wire, twist it. Take my pliers and my wire, twist it. And just repeat the whole process all the way around the bead. We're coming to this side, we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm gonna hold it to where maybe you can see a little better. I'm gonna take my pliers, hold on, it's so hard to hold this little bead. Okay, take my pliers, I'm gonna have to cover it. Twist it, take the pliers, twist it. I keep bumping my camera, I'm sorry. Twist it inward. And now for our center, let's twist it this way. Give it some interest in there. And then I'm gonna pull it straight. And then we have our finished head pin here. And again, all that's left to do is to add our earring wire here in order to get the results that we have on these. Open your ear wire. Take your head pin with all of your beautiful work on it and slide it on and just close it up. And you have your completed earring pair here. These are so much fun to make, especially if you've gotten Sams Bead Box recently, or if you've gotten any of the mixes, the Lush Garden or other mixes from the Dollar Bead Box is where I've gotten some of my supplies. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was so much fun, and I love doing these, so I hope I can come back again. Since this was the first tutorial I've ever done, I would love to do more. They're so much fun. But everybody have a wonderful day. Bye.